Cinema is one of the greatest mediums in the field of pictures played in order to form a story. And it is the greatest thing that has ever done that thing I just said since the invention of the flick book. Cinema has told 1,000 stories. Exactly, no more, no less. And it has successfully conveyed both of mankind's two emotions countless times. And today, I will be looking at some of the best ever happy and sad films that have ever been made in the world ever. Films not made in the world will not be included because, as we all know, people in space suck at making films. I mean, just look at this footage from the Apollo moon landings. It's rubbish. The picture quality's all grainy. There was a lot of really poor framing decisions on the part of the crew. Oh yeah, and the dialogue was fucking shit too. Like, who directed this bollocks? Anyway, so Pointless Witterings is proud to present the definitive list of the top 10 best films that have ever been made in the world ever, featuring all of the obvious ones and more. Number 10. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a happy buddy comedy about insane people in which Jack Nicholson gets committed to a mental hospital where everybody is depressed. And he comes to bring the party vibe and the good times. And he teaches the unhappy people to chillax, bro, and have some beers and skin up, dude. And it is soon going to be remade by 20th Century Fox, starring Vince Vaughn as McMurphy. Number 9. Lord of the Rings is composed of 3 97-hour-long movies about some short people with hairy feet walking to a big mountain that has got fire coming out of the top of it called a volcano. Volcanoes are my favourite type of mountains because no other types of mountains shoot fire out the top. Like, what does Mount Everest do? Nothing. It just sits there. Films about mountains where they just sit there doing nothing are so fucking boring. My favourite of the Lord of the Rings films is the third one because the volcano is in it lots more than the other ones. And the first one has the boring type of mountains that don't do anything in it, so obviously that's a load of shit. So therefore, Return of the King FTW. Number 8. Fight Club is a movie about people punching other people in a big warehouse somewhere. It also has some other shit in there about politics, psychology and stuff, but primarily it's about a man who decides to start hitting people because hitting people is fun and he could use a hobby. And he was, like, bored of his stamp collection or something, I don't know. So, you know, it was nice to see a man finding a pleasant way to kill time. Fight Club is a very nice feel-good movie. Number 7. The Silence of the Lambs is an adaptation of the classic children's nursery rhyme, Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow. Except in this version, Mary's little lamb is actually a person and he eats people's faces off. And Mary and her little lamb are hunting a man who is kidnapping other lambs who are also played by people, and he is shearing their wool off and wearing it as a coat. Which doesn't sound like that much of a big deal, but apparently it's against the law in Mary's universe. Number 6. Oz the Great and Powerful is about a girl named Dorothy who lives in a world where everything is in black and white for some reason, who then gets eaten by a whirlwind and spat out into a world where there is colour and the land is being ruled over by a green-skinned reptilian entity called the Wicked Witch of the West, who later inspired the works of conspiracy theorist David Icke. And it is based on the true account of Dorothy's infiltration of the Illuminati headquarters in their green reptilian city inside of Area 51. Number 5. In A Clockwork Orange, Malcolm McDowell stars as Alex, and Alex and his friends Marty, Melman, Gloria and Julian all live together in this big zoo in New York City, but then one day they escape the zoo and wind up in Madagascar and they have to learn to survive in the wild. A Clockwork Orange was an excellent film that was ruined by endless sequels, including Full Metal Jacket and Caligula. And there was that weird spin-off called Eyes Wide Shut, which was about the talking penguins from A Clockwork Orange attending an orgy. The creative decisions in this franchise were fucking baffling. Number 4. Oh my god, this one's amazing, right? Bone Alone is a remake of Home Alone, but with a dog. Like, you can't argue with that, that's like flawless logic. What animal most looks like Macaulay Culkin? A dog. And what animal would be best to have handy when burglars break in? Also a dog, because it can bite them and give them rabies. Genius! The fact that no one won an Oscar for this amazing idea is literally a crime. Like, literally a crime. Like, I want to see people fucking arrested for this shit. Hanging's too good for 'em. Number 3. The Godfather, Part 2. Oh my god, the Godfather films, they're just amazing, right? They've got everything. They've got actors, actresses, costumes, a director, a script, lighting, sound, action, and everything else that movies typically have. But also what the Godfather movies have got is, when you watch it, right, you think to yourself, oh my god, this is like one of the greatest movies ever made. Yeah, I know, right? No other films make you think that. And that is why The Godfather Part 2 is one of the greatest films ever made, because it made me think that it was. Number 2. The Godfather, Part 3. Oh my god, The Godfather Part 3 is the bestest of all the Godfather films because it is the latest one. And if hype culture has taught me anything, the latest of any franchise is always the best one, that makes all the other ones look like shit in comparison. New is always better because they use more up-to-date technology. Just look at the immensely detailed high-definition lines in Al Pacino's wrinkled old face, while he talks about boring shit no one cares about in a series of rooms. Really, if that's not the definition of cinema, I don't know what is. And number 1, the greatest film ever made is the McDonald's Industrial Training Video. A film so important that they need to remake it every few years just to be able to do this wonderful story justice. The McDonald's Industrial Training videos have been watched by billions of employees all over the world, and it has kept those people in employment for years. These are films that have fed and clothed families, and therefore, the McDonald's Industrial Training videos are the most important movies that have ever been committed to celluloid. They have enriched so many people's lives. And really, what could be more important than that? Art, you say? Wow, sounds like somebody's wrong and stupid. Thank you, Lord McDonald's. We suckle at your corporate teat. If you don't like this video and subscribe, everyone will think you are a hater. Everyone.